Let's freaking go. Are you kidding me? It is the week of spring practice. It is finally here. And the poll question tonight is actually just a very simple poll question. Ladies and Gentiles of the world, okay? Is spring football something that you actually care about? I'm looking at you right now, okay? Do you care? Is it something that even registers for you? Because some of you are like, well, baseball's here and basketball just ended, and I don't really care if, football doesn't start for a few more months. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to enjoy my summer, and I just don't care. Or are you one of those superty duperty duper diehard LSU football fans that absolutely need spring football to tickle your palate? Is that something that you need? That was kind of a weird thing to say, but sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you really need LSU football in your life. And this Thursday, guys, this Thursday is when the fun really begins. Okay. So spring football does start this Thursday. I'm really excited about that. So we have been leading up to this big announcement tonight. And look, there was a lot going on in the world of LSU sports. I will touch on Kim Mulkey and what happened last night, and we'll recap her first season. We'll also talk about Matt McMahon a little bit at the end, but obviously we're 99% LSU football we're 99% LSU football, right? So look, the big announcement tonight is for the first time on this channel, I am doing a pretty massive name, image, and likeness partnership. And I'm really excited to talk about this company. Now, I will say this. I have said no to a lot of potential sponsorship opportunities. I'm very happy to have a few, and by a few I mean I think Underdog Fantasy is the only one that I currently am still associated with. So you guys know we've grown. We're over 6,000 subscribers. That's obviously a lot of fun, and we have such a fun growing LSU football community. Now, the partnership. Before I announce it, I want to say hi to Marcus. I want to say hi to Skipper. Skipper, only a few days, man, until we get to meet. I'm really looking forward to it. Max KMC, my guy, Rick. I freaking love it. Leonard, I needed you for the big announcement tonight. Chris, I appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to my guy, Blake. Bang Hammers. Kyle, it's good. So I want to talk to you guys tonight. And this isn't going to be one of those things where I'm really going to have to sell you on this, right? I want to talk to you about my friends over at the Presley collection. Now, Anthony Starr Presley has developed a jewelry empire, and he is a PHLer. He watches the channel. Now, he doesn't comment a whole lot. He jumped in here a few weeks ago, but I'm very excited to team up with Anthony Presley to help college football players build their brand. And he felt with the authenticity of the channel that we had and the discussions that we had on this channel, he felt this was the right platform to pick this partnership. And this is obviously really good for the channel itself because obviously, it goes a long way in helping build what we're doing here. But even more impressive for you, the PHL viewer, we will be having players on the current team coming on our channel. So right now on Monday night, I know we normally don't do live streams on Monday night. We do have a current LSU player who is currently a top 20 player on this team that will be making an appearance on our channel Monday night. I know normally we don't do live streams on Monday, but this is obviously a really special occasion. And it will be at 8:30 Central. Now, I'm not at liberty to officially say who this player is just yet. I will also be fully transparent. I was shocked. I talked to this player on the phone this past weekend. So, which was really cool. You guys know I talk about every player on this team. So it was really cool to finally get a chance to have a conversation with the current player on the team. And he is really excited to come on Monday night. That was when it worked best for him. And we are just waiting for the absolute official, every crossed I, dotted T, all that stuff. So it's probably going to happen Monday night, and be on the lookout for it. We're 99% there, but the bottom line is players on the current team will be coming on the channel. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really excited about Anthony Presley and the diamond collections that he has right here. As you can see, you can go to his channel right now. You can go to his website right now, presleycollection.com, and you can see some of the things he has to offer. Also, this is a big thing. We are going to be creating some very interesting jewelry together, right? I never thought of myself getting into this type of industry, but that is what's happening. So, you guys know I'm not sell you on a lot of different things kind of guy. That's not me. We don't have many sponsors on this channel. Well, we just don't. So it takes a lot for me to agree to do something. I agreed with his mission. Our missions are aligned, and we believe we need to get current players on this channel. So Monday night, be on the lookout. And hopefully tomorrow I can officially announce who the player will be. So I'm really excited about that. This is big for us. We have been growing together. I'm in shock that this is even happening. So be on the lookout for that. Now we'll talk about current LSU stuff. If you guys have any questions about it, once again, it doesn't change anything for you. The content is only going to get better, right? We're going to get some pretty prominent LSU players on this channel. I'm really excited about that. But yes, I never thought of myself getting into jewelry. And we got some pretty big giveaways that we're going to do along with it, including the GOAT. We're going to give away some of my stuff with the GOAT. We won't be giving away any of these bobbleheads or cards or anything, but I have some pretty big giveaways. Also tonight, we just because of the announcement and that long spiel, I'm giving away Clyde Edwards-Helaire patch right here because I love each and every one of you. So one of you guys tonight and gals will be getting a Clyde Edwards-Helaire patch. Get this thing in focus. Look at that. Golden Boot Pod. What's good? Good to see you, man. What's up, Clyde? Yeah, man, I'll do your show whenever, man. 18 karat booger bands. By the way, now that you did mention this, hey, Big Al, you're the treasurer of PHL, and I didn't run this by you. So I need to renegotiate your contract of the the president of PHL. I will say this, okay? I'm 99% sure this is going to happen on Monday. I'm going to be really sad. It's actually me waiting until every I is dotted, T is crossed, because it's my first time doing name, image, and likeness stuff, right? So thank you so much, Rick. I really appreciate you, man. I know you watch me and Blake, and I really appreciate you becoming a fan of mine and your thoughts on LSU football. And Rick, you get to pick the first topic. And I'm sorry I'm spending, a lot of time on this. I'm shocked that this happened. I really am. I'm not shocked because of the community we built, right? This player I have a lot of admiration for. I'm just shocked that, he's going to be on our channel. I'm really excited. So, when everything is signed and everything is run through and everything is good to go with his people and with Presley, I'm ready to share this, right? But yeah, I'm ready for some spring ball as well. Need some lemon pepper steppers. You gotta love the lemon pepper steppers, baby. There you go for NIL deals. Thank you so much, Jared. This is big. This is absolutely big. Jared's been with me since day one. So there you go. Danny, you just missed a big announcement. Do I have to do the whole thing again because of Danny? Actually, I probably should because uh, I'm not going to do the whole thing again. But Danny, we do have a name, image, and likeness partner. We're teaming up with the Presley Collection. Go to presleycollection.com, and we are working on some projects. He truly believes in my eye for I'm not going to give it away, but we are going to be doing some really cool stuff together. I never thought of myself getting into jewelry. I never thought of it. And then I'm going to be honest. I'm very transparent about this. I'm really excited about getting players on the team, on the channel. That's obviously the most exciting thing about this whole ordeal because you guys know LSU football is my full-time job. It's all I care about, right? There are other channels. And I get a lot of LSU baseball questions. I do. There's people that know way more about baseball that could talk about that, right? And we will talk about basketball a little bit later. I am kind of becoming a little bit of a Trey Morgan stan, though. Still, LSU football is my everything, and I'm really excited to get some players on here. Let's see, NIL baby, let's go. The world is ours. It's not mine. It's yours, Max. President of the New York City name, image, and likeness. Let's go, Max. Let's go. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Yeah, well, I'm going to be honest. You guys are going to freaking love it. You guys are going to freaking love it. I'm pretty excited. Pretty freaking excited. So here's the thing. Presley Collection, this is obviously very important as well. And Rick, Rick, you get to pick the next topic, and we'll move on from this. Presley Collection is actually they're actually supporting us the entire spring, so they're going to be the official presenting partner of our spring football coverage, right? And that's very key for someone like me in the off season. So, that's going to be very key. So you're going to see Presley Collection throughout, and we're very excited to show you some of the stuff that me and him have been working on, designing stuff that is going to help out the student athlete and help out their brand and grow their brand and stuff that, I'm very excited about. And I would not sign off on something unless, I was, part of the process, if you get what I'm saying. And Anthony Starr Presley is the absolute best. He is the absolute best. One of the most impressive people I've ever been around. But we'll move on to Rick's first topic. Love the topic of a fresh new start with Coach Kelly. What are your thoughts on the additional access Coach has given to y'all? So here's the thing, Rick. I don't know if I'm even invited back to media things. I guess I know all the media people. I've known Michael Bonnet for a long period of time. Brandon Barrio, those guys are great, and they have a very difficult job to do. I would love to go look at a practice. I would love to go. I guess I would have to reach out to them, or they reach out to me for me to be able to go. I would like to, especially considering the player that we are probably interviewing on Monday. I did have a pretty somewhat lengthy phone conversation with him, and he blew me away. I was very impressed with this young man. And I already was. I've talked about him a lot on this channel. So I would love to go. I would love to see what the practices are like. I used to go to practices when I was in the LSU media. I used to cover all the LSU games in the press box and all that stuff. So as far as me getting to go, I don't know if I'm going to go or not. If I can, I'll go. But I do think overall more media access is better for you, right? And look, there was that long time where you heard some people in the media complaining about, well, what about press conferences? Well, the press conference access is going to be better than it's ever been before. Now, you guys know I am a huge, huge, huge proponent of coordinators being made available to the media. And Rick, you might have missed this because I know you're relatively new to my channel. But something that really frustrated me about the Ed Orgeron tenure is that we never actually got to hear from the coordinators, and why that is so important. And I feel like I have to explain this every time. The reason why, though, it's so important is a coordinator's job at the college level in particular is so different than that of the head coach, especially at major Division I college athletics, where you as a head coach are pulled in so many different directions. Whereas in the NFL, you're mostly just able to focus on football. And in high school, you're mostly just able to focus on football. In college, you have to worry about recruiting and boosters and so many different things. So the biggest thing for me, Rick, as far as the access is concerned, is that both the offensive and defensive coordinators will have to answer to the media, I believe, once each. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is a lot considering LSU never did it. And the reason why that's even more important, Rick, is last year at Clemson, they had both of their coordinators made available to the media. And of course, one was Brent Venables, who had one of the best defenses in the country last year. But Tony Elliott was very accessible to the media, and he was having his worst year yet. And that access for Clemson fans was crucial. So the more access is always the better. And that's going to be really cool. I would really, really like to see. I would really like to see some of it. I really would. Now, I will say this, Scott, as far as the design of the jewelry, I this is very new to me. I do. Let me say this, okay? Presley and his team do the jewelry design. He's just getting my input on it, right? I'm not actually. I know nothing as far as like, well, this diamond needs to go here and this thing needs to go there. But it's pretty cool. You're gonna love it, man. You're gonna do it. Shout out to Max, another super chat. I really appreciate it. Congrats, my guy, on all the success. Been here since right after the Natty when you started. Happy to see how far this growth is just going. But I'm tired of all the LSU doubters and hater. I really don't get it. I can't wait for September. I will say this, right? And Golden Boot Pod, you have a really good question. I'll get to it in just a second. Once again, if you are new, I go straight to the super chats. The super chats on live streams is what keeps me alive, right? And it goes a long way. It really does for everything that we have going on here with Hey and Z Baby and all that good stuff. So I really appreciate Max and Jared and Rick super chatting up to this point. But I get to pretty much every question I possibly can. So as far as LSU doubters and haters, there's reason to be a doubter and a hater, right? There's a lot of skepticism surrounding LSU football right now. Is it warranted? Yeah, I think so. I think to a certain degree it is. Keep this in mind, okay? This is the best the SEC has ever been. The best. The West has the best collection of coaches it's ever had. It may not ever be as good as it is now. You have the best coach of all time. You have Jimbo Fisher, who's one of the few active coaches that actually has a national championship, along with Dabo Swinney, Kirby Smart, and I think that's it. That's just in your division. That doesn't include Lane Kiffin, who is by far the sharpest offensive mind, but is he? You have a guy that everyone considers the godfather of the spread offenses, Mike Leach, coaching in your division. So the skepticism is warranted, right? Mississippi State got some players in recruiting that I was really impressed with, including one from Louisiana by the name of Xavier Thomas, who I think is a real deal Holyfield at wide receiver. So as far as LSU doubters out there, I think it's fine. I think it's perfectly warranted because the SEC has never been this good before. It just hasn't. And it's going to get even better. This is where you need Brian Kelly himself to take himself to another level with the players that he's going to have. Because for us to think that Brian Kelly can just walk in and win with the talent that we have, considering the last two coaches have, it does make it easier for him to win because his floor does go up with the talent that he does have. I'm just saying, with the transfer portal being the way that it is now, I think Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin is always going to be a very transfer portal friendly destination, especially if Jackson Dart turns out to be the real deal at quarterback. So those doubters have legitimate doubts, right? But we're LSU fans. We look at things positively. We look at things optimistically. And we say, look, LSU just got the winningest coach to ever leave one program to go to another in the history of the sport. That should get you excited. Texas 8-4. PHL dues from the PHL press. Cliff, shout out to you. Freaking love it, man. Freaking love you, Cliff. Good stuff. So Cliff did something that I implore a lot of you guys to do and gals. Go see your friends, like your closest friends. So Cliff just flew from BR to go to DC to see his two closest friends from college. You are never guaranteed this opportunity, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. Haley and I have a lot of stuff planned over the next couple of months for us to go do together. I'm going to a wedding this next weekend. I'm losing weight to hopefully fit in my suit. And I'm getting to see some friends this weekend that I haven't seen in a while. And you're never guaranteed that you're going to see them again. So if you've always been saying, well, next year we're going to do this trip and next year we're going to do this trip, just go do it. Plan it. Go do it. Go live life. Do it. Okay. But yeah, Cliff, you get to pick the next question. I am not making you nervous, Jesse. You shouldn't be nervous. Remember, we're all LSU fans here, but I'm also a realist about certain things, right? I want every player to succeed. I want this team to succeed. But part of what has helped us grow this channel is that I've always been very honest with you guys about my player evaluations, how I view Ed Orgeron. And I took a lot of heat for it by very harsh criticism of Orgeron heading into the season last year. I'm always going to be honest with you, right? I really am. I'm never going to just float something out there and try to be optimistic. You know, take Jaden Daniels, for instance, right? The turnover issues with Jaden Daniels. I'm optimistic about it. I do have statistical data to show that that's possibly an overblown stat, his 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, but it is something that you do have to worry about. So you shouldn't be nervous, but at the same time, you also should be real. Okay. So that's part of it, right? And then you have some Jesse, you know, we have some of the smartest commenters on the planet. Golden Boot Pod is a new PHL. I freaking love it. If you could have asked any of the coordinators any questions last year, what would it have been? Why were we running man coverage on every play? That would be the first thing. That I'm if I ever see Durante Jones, I'm going to ask him that, because it's still the most baffling thing that a multi-million-dollar organization where there's hundreds of thousands of fans that wait all year to watch this football team play, you go out there and run a defensive scheme. I'm telling you, there's 8-man defense. There's 8-man teams in high school, 8-man football that runs more elaborate defensive schemes than we did during the first part of the season. So I want to ask Durante Jones, why did that happen? We all have our own assumptions about what happened, but I would love clarity about what exactly happened with that. But obviously, those are the coordinators from last year. I'm more focused on what Matt House and Mike Denbrock are going to do for us. And I do wish Durante and Jake Peets very good. I think both of them actually are pretty talented coaches. I think Jake Peets was dealt a tough hand, but still, I hope that they both get another opportunity to call plays at some level. How many pictures of the book band can we post on Twitter from different cities? That's a good idea. So if you are on social media, I am at Carter the Power on all social media platforms. Take a photo of your book band. Take a photo of you in your PHL shirt. It goes a long way with building the brand. So there you go. Every commenter is smart, including Jared. But yeah, shout out to my guy Blake. That's my homie right there, man. Y'all better keep supporting him. Let's see. Rick, yeah, I feel like I've never given Rick a warm welcome. I know he super chatted earlier, but everyone welcome Rick. He's got the professional headshot going on. Look at this with the white background. I love it, man. Got the tie going on. I love it. Coach Kelly played Florida State last year. Shouldn't that experience help LSU versus their first opponent this year? And how important is getting off to a great start for the Tigers? So it's such a great question because we have lost the last two season openers, right? And that's not cool. And you felt something change after those last two season openers. So here's the thing about that. And I'm really glad you brought this up, Rick. What made the season opening losses sting a little bit more than what they normally would is there were a lot of players still. I know we lost 34 coaches and players from that national championship team, but there were still players on the team. And when you lose that season opening loss and you're coached the way that they were coached, you kind of already know that you're not going to win another national championship. And I felt the locker room did get lost in translation there, if you get what I'm saying. So the season opener this year is huge. We've seen it, right? You got to win that first game to get the season off to a right tone. And you can go all the way back. Look, I'm going to bring up a bad moment for Jared. And I know there's a few more of you that went to this game. Imagine who remembers the Lambeau lost? Okay. That really sucked. We're in Lambeau Field. There's so many great things about Lambeau Field that, coincides with LSU, right? We had this legendary best fans on the planet Earth. And there were so many LSU fans excited to go to Lambeau Field. This was such a unicorn trip. LSU is never going to play there again. And we go there and we lay an egg and, that was pretty much it, right? And that was one of the Fournette teams. And we can never, get a national championship run going with those Fournette teams, which is so sad. You felt how big of a sting of a loss that was. And look, LSU's been fortunate to win a lot of these tough season openers, right? Oregon, obviously North Carolina, that was a big one. I know this wasn't quite a season opener, but us beating the ever-living you-know-what out of Virginia Tech, that was the best I think I've ever seen a non-2019 LSU team ever play, was when we beat the brakes off of Tyrod Taylor, who is a decent backup quarterback in the NFL. We blew them to smithereens. We made them look like an FCS squad. You see how important those tone-setting wins. And that's what separates college football from all the other sports is every data point matters. Every game matters, right? NCAA tournament, that is not the case. Because if that was the case, Miami lost by 30 to Alabama early in the year, and they just ran Auburn out of the building. How you start the season is not how you finish, right? So it's so different in college football, and it's what makes it so special. It's what makes this sport so beautiful, is that every data point matters, right? Oh, you went there? Huh? What's up, Cassie? Long time no talk. Let's go. Yeah, Cassie. You know what? I wanted to talk some Tennessee. Cassie, do the volunteer fans feel better about landing my favorite player in the class of 2023? Nico, the guy that we've talked about a lot on this channel, right? The Nico, I'm not even going to try and say his last name. It's such a beautiful last name when it's pronounced correctly. I heard it a few times the other day. I'm still not going to butcher it because this kid can really play and he's got the most beautiful last name, right? I thought DJ Uiagalelei for Clemson was like the best last name ever, but Nico's last name is so freaking cool. And I think it's going to be kind of cool to see him go to Tennessee, right? I'm not a Tennessee fan, but it's also not one of those programs that I just hate. I kind of want Tennessee to be back. I think college football would be better if Tennessee was back, right? I was a big Peyton Manning guy. I was also a big Peerless Price. That was my favorite receiver, my favorite wide receivers growing up. And by LSU diehards, you guys know about these two names, okay? Peerless Price and Peter Warrick. Okay. When you saw those two guys play, you thought that they were going to be the next Jerry Rice and Fred Biletnikoff. You thought those guys were going to be two of the best NFL wide receivers ever. And then, of course, Warwick played for Florida State, ironically. But I freaking love me some Peerless Price. So I'm really excited that Tennessee landed that kid. There you go, Rick. Look at that. Our guy Skipper showing you some love right there. Sip G, what's good? Josh, are you okay? I know there's a lot of tornadoes going on in Texas and New Orleans. Cassie herself still is in the transfer portal. She's still thinking about coming over and being an LSU fan. Okay, she is good. Josh is safe. Okay. Tennessee does play LSU this year, Cassie. And the last time we played in Tiger Stadium, if I remember correctly, it was pure, utter, mother effing chaos. Let's go. So a lot of diehard PHLers are just now filing in. Really quick, you can go back and watch the replay if you're just now joining in. Aaron's been with us since day one as well. We are teaming up with our friends at the Presley Collection for a name, image, and likeness collaboration, and we will be having current athletes for the LSU Fighting Tigers on this channel. On this channel. On this channel. On this channel. I'm excited. It's kind of cool, all right? So we've had, obviously, some legendary LSU football players jump on this channel, right? Justin Vincent, one of the most important LSU players in the history of the sport. And then Jeremy Hill, of course, his jersey has been in our background for a while. Big fan of the channel. Obviously, Jeremy and I's friendship has been very organic. I've really enjoyed, becoming friends with them. And that's great. But it's going to be so freaking cool to have players that are currently strapping up the jerseys and fighting for our dear beloved LSU Tigers on this channel. On this channel. All right, Mick. Everyone, get your positive vibes fingers out for Mick. We need it. He's sick. Mick has been dealing with some sickness. I hope you feel better, my friend. Cinco was good. Cassie? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. How do you fall asleep? This is just great. I just announced a major name, image, and likeness partnership. Really excited about it. And I'm sure my guy Star is watching in the background and he sees, oh, so I fell asleep watching your channel. Huh? No, I'm just kidding. Fresh out the gym. Let's go. So we had a big thing about this. Greg was telling everybody on the channel that when he goes to work out, he's got PHL in the earbuds. Let's go. Let's go. Get that flex, baby. Okay. It's kind of funny. All right. Here you go, Aaron. I appreciate you, man. Okay. Who remembers this dance? All right. And it's kind of fun to joke about it because they just lost to St. Peter's. All right. But Kentucky basketball still lost to St. Peter's. Cassie, I thought Rick Barnes was actually going to make a run in March, but who was I to think Rick Barnes was actually going to make a run in March Madness? But anyway, who remembers this dance? I know Greg is in the gym right now listening to PHL. The John Wall. That was such a great dance. I'm looking at the camera. I want to see you, John Wall. Let's go. I can see Greg. I want to see you, PHL. Let's go, Greg. Let's go. Let's freaking go. This is so cool. Uh, Trey said he's gonna get a PHL tattoo on his forehead. I love it, man. Ah, 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 I know, Max. I'm all about the cringe stuff. It's funny because we talk about the super dads of PHL, so I'm not a dad, right? I'm just not for now. So yeah, look, not a dad, but I love me some dad jokes, right? It's part of the reason why I was never great at stand up. I just love corniness. So today, I go to my barber, and my barber opened up a barber college, right? So he has all these different student barbers, okay? And one of them was cutting my hair, okay? And she said her nickname was Ruby, okay? And which is crazy. And my stupid dad joke self in a barbershop said, "Oh, that's ironic. You tell me that on a Tuesday." And everybody just died laughing because it was such a bad joke. And I warned them. I said, "Look, I said, look, because it wasn't that busy. I was one of the first customers, and there's all these there's all these different student barbers around, right? And they cut hair so they can, you get it like a certain number of hours. I warned them. I said, this is going to be the worst dad joke of all time. And if you don't get the joke, you've obviously never been to a bad chain restaurant on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. But and to be honest, Ruby Tuesdays actually is a pretty good establishment. I actually do like their food, but everyone craps on them for whatever reason. I was like, what did Ruby Tuesdays do to you? Like they never did anything to anybody. Yes. So I know Skipper, everyone's died. She got the joke. She thought it was, she thought it was hilarious, but it was the biggest wah, wah, wah ever. And I just love a good dad joke. I really, really do. So Max liked it. Huh? 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 Uh, let's go. So Aaron, you get to pick the next question. We go to Sip G. What position battles are you ready to see besides quarterback? So I'm glad you brought that up. Tomorrow, our first spring football breakdown, even though spring football hasn't started, we're going to do our first spring video tomorrow. Okay. And the video is going to be pretty straightforward. Our offensive depth chart will be released tomorrow. So just like last year, we do a pre-spring depth chart, and then we do a post-spring depth chart. Okay. So Sip G, I'm going to say this. The far more fascinating side of the football is the offensive side of the ball. It's not even close, right? I think every level of the defense is far more certain and less interesting than the offensive position battles we have going into next year. It is not even close, right? We don't know who the running back is going to be, right? We tried our hardest to guess who the starting running back was going to be next year. We did a film study last week on Noah Kane and John Emery, right? And if you want to watch it, just click Power Hour LSU, no matter where you're watching, and you can watch it. And we got deep into it. We talked about Noah Kane's strengths and his weaknesses. We also did the same with John Emery. And that to me is very fascinating. The wide receiver, I don't even, the only thing you know for sure is Kayshawn is going to be on that field. Everything else is up for grabs. I still think Jack Besh has another level to his game. I really do. I don't like overhyping guys. You guys know that that's not me. And I felt going into last year, I was overhyping Jack Besh. So I kind of went back. I was like, you know what? I really loved his high school evaluation. We talked about him so much leading into last season. I thought he was going to play so much. I thought he was going to have a really good freshman season. And I'm fine with overhyping him again going into next year. I really do think he could be very special for us next year. And then, of course, who's that number 3 guy going to be? I don't know. Is Jack even going to be the number 2? You know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And then obviously quarterback and offensive line. All 4 of those positions are up in the air. We don't even know if LSU is going to have a tight end next season. They probably will, knowing Kelly and Denbrock's history. All those positions are way more up in the air than any of the defensive positions, right? I think we have a good idea what the defensive line is going to look like. I think we have a good idea who the linebackers are going to be. And I think we have a good idea what the secondary is going to be. I think as far as the secondary is concerned, I think the biggest thing is going to be who actually lines up where, but I think we have an idea who those guys are going to be. Also, I think the biggest defensive question is where is Harold Perkins going to play? He's obviously going to play a lot next year. He's going to get his opportunity. You don't get a 5-star animal like him and don't even try and play him. You got to put him on the field somewhere. What is his best position? Maybe, just maybe, he's that missing running back we need. His running back tape is unconsciously good, unreal good. He played more running back than he did defense. So it's just how it is. For me, I just think as far as like spring battles are concerned, offense has far more questions than defense, even though the defensive coordinatorship is the bigger wild card because we have a good idea what Denbrock and Kelly are going to do. This is to show some love to Corey Kiner. Ooh, I have actually gotten a little bit of Corey Kiner hate. And this isn't the first time, Max. And I know you're not hating, right? You super chatted. But I am kind of sleeping on Corey Kiner a little bit. I'll be the first to tell you. I'm not saying that he's out of it. But, I think for me, he's got ground to make up on Noah Cain coming over and John Emery just because they're older. But look, Corey Kiner had an amazing true freshman season. I'm still very interested to see if we can get Armani Goodwin back to the health that we need to get him. He's a special athlete. He really is. But number one, I think Armani Goodwin can really be a special SEC running back. And number two, which is really more important of the two, does he want to be what he can be? Look, I know I pump him up on this channel all the time, but I kind of knew about Jeremy Hill's work ethic from my time at LSU. I didn't know the stories that he shared in our interview with us as far as him potentially redshirting as a sophomore or whatever. I didn't know that stuff. I didn't. He shared that for the first time. But Jeremy Hill had an insane work ethic. Stephen Ridley had an insane work ethic. Armani Goodwin might have an insane work ethic. I don't know. But if he does fully apply himself 110%, it's tough for me to not see him being a productive back somewhere. So we'll see. Kiner better than Emery. Corey Kiner and Emery. So Matt, let me do this. I'll dedicate a question to Max, and I feel as if we can all agree on this. Look, Max has never asked for anything on this channel. He's never asked for anything. He loves the running back position. He's always held me in check at the running back position. So Max has actually also never won anything on this channel. So congratulations, Max. You just earned yourself a Clyde Edwards-Helaire patch card right here. There you go. This has been on Clyde's body. It's officially licensed from Panini. This is one of my few. I'm not a big Clyde collector because collecting can get very expensive. So Max, this is your card. Congratulations. So Jesse actually was our first ever card winner. And Max, this is going to be shipped to you all the way up in New York City. And you guys know Max is one of the most generous, but also just one of the best PHLers. I was going to do like a random giveaway, but I feel like Max deserves it. All right. So congratulations, Max. Look at that. Look at Clyde, man. What a beast. There's only 25 of these cards in existence, max. This does have a little bit of silver on it, which is really cool. A little rainbow shine. I didn't really see that when I got that. This is a jumbo patch. So this is a thick patch on here. The enclosed player worn material is guaranteed by Panini America. So congrats, Max. You definitely deserve this. And it's ironic that you super chat about a running back. You deserve it, man. You really do. I think everyone in here would agree. Max, especially during the season, but also in the offseason, he's the first in the chat all the time. So there you go, Max. Max, you and I have emailed before. You know where to get me. powerhourlsu@gmail.com. I got a bunch of other goodies I'm going to send your way. There you go. Bang Hammers just changed the photo. So we actually get to see what Bang Hammers looks like. Dang, Bang Hammers, you got a big family. Goodness. You how many kids is this? You know you got a big family when there's a lot of kids out there. I mean, look, God, is John and Kate plus 8 your favorite show? I gotta know because you're well on your way, man. TLC will be calling you before you know it, and you got all these photos of your dogs that you show us. Guess which one is you? I don't know. I'm guessing the infant. It's the infant that's just typing all these messages. Tyler is still on the Nuss Heisman bandwagon. There you go. Max, you deserve it. Come on. Yeah, it's kind of like crazy. I'm like, I don't think Max has ever won one of our giveaways. Sip, okay. So Sip, I gotta call you out on something here, man. I've seen this in the comment section, and this is going before last year. So Sip has been with me for a while as well. Sip has also grown his family as well. So shout out to you, Sip. You and Bang Hammers. I like it, man. You're inspiring me to get to work. Sip is saying Miles is out of it. Hey, Pegasus, it's about time you showed up. I was about to say, Sip, you've said in comment sections before that Miles is a baller, but it's interesting that you're out already. Very interesting. What's up, Blake? Good to see you. JD QB1. Where are the Nuss Heisman odds? I mean, you tell me where to find the sports book for the Nuss Heisman odds, right? So Sip's like, I'm out. I'm out on Miles. Okay. I think it's fine to feel that way. I do because injuries do happen, and look, injuries suck. I totally get it. I could see exactly how you feel. As far as, well, I'm not a big believer in Miles because of his injuries. I understand a lot of people feel that way, but I'll also say this. Injuries are also very random, right? But at the same time, if you do have a history of being injured, it does make you feel less comfortable about relying on that person, right? So I'll touch on this, Skipper. What wide receiver was bashing one of the QBs? So let me say this. I don't think this is a big story. I don't. Okay. Right. I'm guessing you're referencing Kyron Lacey. You did an interview with Kalana, and he said something about we got to work harder, and I was a winner at UL, and I'm just trying to make everyone work harder so we can be great, and that's fine. Could it have been worded better? Absolutely. Okay. Now, I just don't think it's that big a deal. I just don't. Now, there's conflicting reports about some quarterbacks aren't throwing with the receivers, which is concerning to me. I think you need to be getting as much throws as you possibly can, but there might be some health reason that we don't know about. Maybe they're being told to not throw. I don't know. I tend, Skipper, to not get too deep into pre-spring practice drama simply because everybody's going to be throwing here in a few weeks, right? Everybody. So this is going to be a short-lived story. I just don't think it's that big a deal. I really don't. You guys know if it was, I would definitely address it. I didn't get to listen to the full interview. I only got to see a clip on Twitter. I just don't think it's something you guys know. I would be completely honest with you if a story should be big, right? And I will be harsh on where stories need to be harsh. I don't think necessarily, once again, I didn't get to listen to the full interview. I don't know if he was specifically calling out so and so quarterback. I just don't. I did listen to a partial clip on Twitter, and it was worded a little weird. Um, so we'll see. Uh, so say Miles is picking up to play tight end. Uh, Once again, Doc, I don't know. I think Blake's in here. Maybe he knows. He and I talked about this privately, but I didn't get to listen to the full interview. So still, the bottom line is every quarterback's going to have to throw in front of everyone in legit a few days. So it's not going to really matter until then. Now, I will add this in, okay? It's very important to note once spring football gets going and we see some quarterbacks actually starting to throw, if Lacey had said what he said a few weeks from now, that would be a little bit more concerning for someone like me. Um, so I feel this way. I don't think he was intending maliciousness. I don't. I just don't think it's the be all end all. I really don't. I also agree with this. I don't think we'll get as much off field drama at all. Uh, and this could just be this, right? I don't think it's a big deal, but once again, this will be my final thing I'll say on it. 2 weeks from now, if you hear something like that, unless you explicitly hear Brian Kelly say we're telling the quarterbacks to not throw, you should be a little concerned. I'm getting a lot of Kyron Lacey's going to be wide receiver number 2. So I've done very novice film study on Kyron Lacey. Just looking at him, just eye test kind of things. I don't think he's better than Jack Besh. I don't. I do think he can work his way though into being the number 2 guy. I just don't think he's as good as Jack. I just don't. I really do think Jack is special. I do. I there's just a lot that guy does, right? And it's not one of these things where, you know, I was high on Jack Besh very early and I'm just sticking to it because we see this. We see a lot of players have success as true freshmen and things change after that true freshman season. And that very well could happen to Jack. It can happen to anyone. It really can. You've seen it happen at LSU. It happens everywhere, honestly, right? Where you have a phenomenal true freshman season. College football's tough. New players are coming in. They might overtake you. And Kyron Lacey might be the next Demetrius Byrd. You don't know. He could transfer in and be the guy. I just don't think he's better than Jack Besh. I just don't. And he's definitely not better than Kayshawn because it's hard to. I think only one wide receiver in the country is on Kayshawn's level, and that's Jackson Smith and Jigba. That would be the only guy that I would even think about taking over Kayshawn. So LB said I listened to the interview and I think Kyron wasn't knocking anyone. I will say this. It could add some extra little spice into the competition. It could. Seen Moss, Chase, Parsons from the Cowboys, and Cardell Thomas were all working out together over the weekend. They all work out with the same trainers from Marrero. That's an interesting group right there. Thaddeus Moss, Jamar Chase, Cardell Thomas, and I almost said Chandler Parsons. His Kobe story on with Matt Barnes podcast was so legendary. I was like, that was such a good Kobe story. But Micah Parsons. But yeah, I'm a Jack guy. I just freaking I think he's going to catch 50 balls next year. I do. But this is also very key as well. The offense might be totally different next year. We are definitely I will say this. A lot of you are asking me this question. What kind of offense do you see? Right? So we've shared the stat about RPO stuff and how good LSU was with the RPO last year. Don't know if Brian Kelly's going to do it. His RPO percentage was not as high as some other programs. So we'll see what happens. I will say this, Chris, as far as, seeing this group move forward, I do think the bigger question involving the offense is not what type of offense they're going to be, but at what pace will they play their offense? So last year, even though Cincinnati had one of the best teams in college football, they were 117th in the country in offensive plays per game. Now, it's not a bad thing. It's not. Plays per game is not a good or bad thing. It's not. It's just that more speaks to the style of play that you play. Also, it's more important to keep in mind that LSU's new defensive coordinator also coached at a slower pace at every defensive coordinator stop he's been. So it's a very interesting. It's going to look different. It could look very different. I'm not saying it's going to look like Les Miles because it's not, but it's going to be different just knowing their histories. Yeah, this is obviously sucky, lower ninth ward. If you know the history of New Orleans, mm, you know, it sucks. It sucks, right? Skipper's old neighborhood. Yeah. Dang, Rick changed up the profile photo. I shouted out his professional suit and tie look, and now he's just behind a brick wall. I like this brick wall, man. It looks like this brick wall is a brick wall in front of a famous barbecue joint. I feel like behind those walls right there is a mean brisket being made by a lady named Nadine that is going to be straight fire. You gotta love a good hole in the wall barbecue joint, Rick. I love it. And thank you for your super chat earlier. And I love that you switch it up. No, Aaron, I'm glad you brought that up, man. We all have we've all been in New Orleans before. We all probably know someone, if you're in this chat, from the Ninth Ward of New Orleans. It sucks, right? It just sucks. I say I'm an escape from the everyday struggles of our lives, but I'm also a realist. I mean, there's things that happen in our world, man. Uh, yeah, this is a spicy question. I they are very similar. You look at stats like college dominator, college breakout age. You look at all these stats, and obviously the jersey number, both of them being from South Louisiana, both of them being having very affable personalities. It's hard to not compare the two. Um, it's just hard. It's just hard. I do think he does have the upside of Jamar. I do. Now, is he as good? If you just look at the raw numbers, he is. I mean, just go look at what he did when he was healthy. His numbers were as dominant and with a lesser quarterback and with, lesser wide receivers around him. Now, he had good wide receivers around him. You saw me talk about Jack Bashford forever. But Keyshawn was dominating in games before Jack really started to become that second guy, right? He carried us UCLA game, carried us a Mississippi State game. He's just a dog. He really is. So it goes a long way. It really does. Hit the like button, Aaron. Thank you for another super chat. I really appreciate you. Yeah, I do a horrible job of this. If you are new, we do have a bunch of new viewers in here tonight, according to my analytics. Once again, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. It goes a long way for the channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Obviously, hit the like button. Arkansas. Huh? How was the visit, LJ? Did the kiddo like Fayetteville? I got everybody hungry. I think Rick isn't going to comment again because he's going back to this barbecue. Okay, hold on. Nadine can smoke some brisket here in the Ninth Ward. I grew up in Chalmette, right next to the lower Ninth Ward. Prayers go out to my hometown. Gotta love Chalmette. A lot of my friends in college were from Chalmette. I love that area. It really is cool stuff. Rick's from the parish. The parish. I love it. Ooh, Skipper. I can't wait to see. It's funny. I'm getting a lot of messages from, friends of mine that have been to Bay St. Louis and past Christian, Mississippi. That's where I'm going to be this weekend. And I was talking about this with Blake yesterday. And it's funny because there's all like Mississippi is like low key an LSU hotspot, right? There are so many LSU fans in Mississippi. There's more Saints fans than LSU fans, but there are so many LSU fans. Johnny Five. Johnny Five, a big member of the PHL Nation. And if you are just now joining us, big announcement tonight. Boom! We have teamed up with the Presley Collection. My guy, Anthony Starr Presley, is going to be doing some big things with us. We're teaming up for a name, image, and likeness movement to help build the brand of current LSU football players. So current LSU football players will be coming on our channel. And if everything goes according to plan on Monday night, I know we normally don't do live streams on Monday night, but on Monday night, this next Monday, we could have a pretty big time LSU football player on this channel that's currently on the team. So I'm hoping we can get that signed, sealed, and delivered. I did speak to this player on the phone this weekend. So I've done everything to, cross T's, dot I's on my end. We're just making sure everything is finalized and doing things the correct way. Simply because this is something new for me. It's new for you. And I got to speak to this young man for a pretty long period of time on this past weekend. So he's really excited. We're just making sure everything is ready to go. Obviously, spring practice. We want to make sure everything is just ready to go. We want this player fully focused in and put out a really big season for LSU next season. So really looking forward to it. And thanks to our friends at the Presley Collection for teaming up with Power Hour LSU. Anthony Presley is a big-time PHLer, watches in the background, and he's just the best. And I've turned down other opportunities such as this one. It was just he just blew me away. He really did. And this is obviously a huge opportunity for us as well to have current student athletes representing this team that we love so freaking much on this channel. So, yeah. There you go. Not too early to shop. We got some pretty dope stuff coming out there. Also, something else. We're going to do this again. All right. Tonight, we did it during the last live stream. Worked out pretty nicely. Where did I put this thing? Oh. Just got a new shipment of booger bands. I'm going to be giving out, I'm just going to give out some of these at some events we're going to be doing. But the best way to support love to not only Boog the dog who passed away, our dear beloved Booger, it goes a long way. Once again, it says 3 for $25 at the bottom. I'm doing 5 for $25 tonight. 5 booger bands for $25. That also includes a bunch of cool LSU cards. As many of you know, we just gave out a Clyde Edwards-Helaire card. I'm giving out unopened packs of LSU cards. It goes along with your order. So all you got to do is Venmo, Cash App, $25. You're getting 5 booger bands tonight. Spreading the love of Booger the dog. And let's see. I don't want to do this Shaq card. Let me get a nicer one out here. Let me see. Oh, not that one. Here we go. This is the one I wanted to do. Right here. There we go. All right. So I know we don't talk about basketball in here too much. Boom. This Shaquille O'Neal insert from his early years in Orlando. The next person that gets 5 booger bands, this Shaquille O'Neal insert is going to you. This is actually one of my favorite inserts that I own. Skybox insert. If you know anything about cards, you know about Skybox. So 5 for $25. If you get those booger bands, you're getting that Shaq insert, LSU cards, all that good stuff. Let's see. It's really nice, but I think the kid is going to, and I'm flipping from LSU to Alabama. There you go. Did Leonard Fournette join the team again? No, he did join the Buccaneers. Where do you see Harold Perkins playing next season? That's a good question. I think the best thing for him is just put him out there on 3rd and long and let him go after the quarterback. I think that would be the best thing. And then, as he progresses, do you make him more of an off-ball linebacker? I don't know. I don't know what anyone truly thinks about where his best position is going to be. There you go. So Skipper, thank you for the super chat. So Skipper, you're going to get the Shaquille O'Neal card. I'm going to be seeing you this weekend. And I got 5 booger bands heading your way. There you go. Shaq LSU cards, I do. actually. So there you go, Jesse. If you do the 5 for 25, Jesse, I'll send you. I think I got like a few. I'll send you one of those. Parker Edwards. I love it. But yeah, Bang Hammers, I think he's going to be a little bit more of a pass rusher next year. So obviously, I'm really excited about that. This is also a really good question. Here's Aaron switching up. Was Law Shack? Oh, Low Shack. Low Shack. Return kicks is very interesting. All right, Pat joined the Booger Band Club. There you go, Pat. I don't know. Let me see. Pat L. Oh, you're Bang Hammers. There you go. So Bang Hammers. There you go. Everyone, Bang Hammers joined the Booger Band Club. Let's see how many family members you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll send you 6 because we got to get one for everyone in there. Wait, there's 7 of you. I don't think the little one is ready for our band just yet. So there you go. I got you, Bang. So shoot me an email, banghammerspowerhourlsu@gmail.com, and I will get you those bands. There you go. Round of applause. Bang Hammers joining the Booger Band Club tonight. That's huge, man. There you go. But yeah, Aaron, to answer your question, I would say no, simply because I think they really want to use him on defense next year, right? So there you go. I don't think he's going to I don't think he's going to return kicks. I will say this. I think Chris Hilton is going to get his opportunity next year. That's the crazy thing. Going back to the question earlier from Sip about the position battles, does Chris Hilton find his way on the field? I think this is the most likely scenario, right? Oh, okay. I like that. He's better than Marcel Brooks. It's just true. And Marcel was a good player for us. I think he's better. I think he's more athletic. But yeah, you just want to get him out there and let him come off the edge. And Bang, if you don't have email, I'm at Carter the Power on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Aaron. I think you and I are on the same page here. Chris returning kicks and punts. I'm all about it. Yeah, Jason, I think you're right on. And Jason, good to see you, man. I'm going to do it. I haven't done it in a while. I got to shout out. I'm going to call Mick out on this. Let's see who else we're going to call out on this. It's Jason again. You diehard PHLers know what I'm about to say. Okay. You diehard PHLers know exactly what I'm about to say. Okay, we've done a pretty good job of this, and I always badger Reed about this. Okay. Max, well, I can't get on Max too hard. He was a winner of our Clyde Edwards Hilaire. Brandon, Kyle. You guys know what I'm about to say. You guys know what I'm about to say. Let's see. Who else am I calling out? Tay Doc, who fell asleep. You guys know what I'm about to say. Trey. Thank you. Change your avatar. It makes so much it makes it so much easier for me to see what you guys have to say. Because if you have a letter, I like to know who is sending the thing. If you just have a letter as your avatar, right? That's part of the reason why, like, I haven't branded out to like Facebook and Twitter and done stuff on those platforms simply because, you get all these different random avatars. So, like, I'm just on YouTube. I would like to, I would like to branch out some, maybe on some other platforms, but I just love YouTube so much. I really do. However, um, I like seeing your faces. That's the fun of it, right? Right? Look, Jared's avatar. You guys know I'm a big Jared avatar guy. STTDB. And by the way, those angelic words were actually sung last night at LSU versus Ohio State. Armani going back to return kicks. I like it. Yeah, it was a video, Kyle. I hate it. I know O's going through it right now. But why mess with the guy on vacation? Why? There you go. I bullied Pegasus into changing his profile photo. I would like a different photo of the dog for the next one, Pegasus. I do. Or a photo of you. Bang Hammers graduated from dog to full family photo. And you see what it got him? It got him an extra booger band. Because I said, look, I can't send him 5 booger bands and not get the whole family taken care of. Who has the biggest impact of the incoming freshman class? So the obvious answer to that is if all the quarterbacks get hurt, it's going to be Walker Howard. Kidding. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Um, you know what? I'm actually going to go with Emory Jones. Emory Jones is actually my number one player rated in this class. I think he's the best player that we got in this last cycle. I think Walker Howard will be the most impactful, but I am going to go Emory Jones here. Now, obviously, Will Campbell's going to get a lot of love, and he should, right? But the incoming true freshman class, I am going to go with Emory Jones. I'm buying into the hype. Before he made his big jump from like prospect 250 to 150, we did film studies on him, and I was like, wow, this kid can really, really play. So, sometimes I'm right about it, sometimes I'm wrong. As far as certain players being big in year one, I think Emory Jones is a year one guy. Now, is he a day one starter? Don't think so, but I do think Emory can really play. So I'm gonna go Emory. There you go. Jesse! Bo Stretch. Welcome to the channel. Everybody, welcome Bo Stretch. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, actually, I take that back. Uh, Harold Perkins is my number one player in this class, but Emory Jones is number two. I was I'd been saying Emory Jones for so long, and Harold Perkins was such a late signee. So yeah, you're right, Kyle. Thanks for keeping me in check there. I really appreciate that. So there you go. There you go, Matt. That's a good photo too, Matt. Look at that. We got a beautiful sunny day in the background. Got an FBI SUV back there. I love it. Look at that smile, Matt. That's great. Good to see you, man. Oh God, Tadoc. Tadoc switched his photo. Look at this. So here's the thing that's really impressive about Tadoc's profile photo, everyone, is that Tadoc actually just snapped this photo. And the way I know it is the light is so bright and it's late at night. And the room is a little dark. It looks as if Tadoc was like, okay, I just woke up from this long nap, which he said he slept all the way up until the channel. I don't know what that says about me, but he said, look, I'm just gonna snap this thing and We're going to see what happens. And Tadoc just put that photo out there. So, yes, Tadoc, the image is not as well centered as Jared's here, but I like the effort. You actually put the effort out there. All right, Marcus wants to join the Booger Band Club. And look at this. Look at Marcus. Okay, Marcus actually did something pretty smart. Okay. This is really economical thinking. All right. So Marcus said, look, he's doing the Booger Band Club special tonight. All right. And he saw Bang Hammers have a huge freaking family. So Marcus was like, okay, if there is a night for me to join the Booger Band Club, let me take advantage of the value special deal. And I freaking love it. Look at this beautiful, and I could say this because, well, look at this beautiful blended family we have here. I'm telling you, you better watch out. Light skins, including myself and Steph Curry and Meghan Markle, we're taking over the world. Patrick Mahomes. The list goes on and on. We're the best. You can't. You probably didn't grow up thinking, oh, my favorite LSU commentator is going to look like chubby Bruno Mars. But here I am. We're taking over the world. So, Marcus, congratulations. And look, let's see how big this family is here. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I gotta do 8 Booger Band Club, 8 Booger Bands for 25. Marcus, if you send it in the next 5 minutes, I got you. 8 for 25. You get a band, and 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 you get a band. I love it. Marcus is also a truck driver. So shout out to you. You know how much I love me some truck drivers. There you go. So Marcus, I got you. 8 Booger Bands are heading your way. There you go. We're doing a 5 for 25 special. But if you do show me a family of I'll send this many for 25. Why not? There you go. I freaking love it. Catholic High, let's go. Let's go. Jason. Oh, we got a beautiful family here too. Look at Jason. Oh, look at this. Is this a lovely bride and 2 little ones? I love it. So Jason also caved to peer pressure. So, Matt, all you got to do is follow the instructions that are at the bottom of the screen. Venmo Cash App $25, and you're getting 5 Booger Bands tonight, and only tonight. This will probably be the last time we do the 5 for 25 special. So, go right on ahead. I like it. Kyle, we still need Kyle to change his photo. Okay. We do matching PJs. I love it, man. Freaking love it. All right. Here's what you got to do, Marcus. If you guys have any questions, shoot me an email. Boom. So we have Skipper. Skipper's already in the club. Okay. Skipper's already in the club. Bang Hammers joined the club tonight. All right, Marcus is in. Marcus is in. Marcus is in. Oh man, I love it. Marcus, I have to say, Marcus, that is the most creative thing I've ever seen in my life on this channel. I've seen in my life. That is so freaking smart. That's so good, man. He's like, okay. I saw Bang Hammers change the photo to the full family. So unless Marcus, you don't want 8 bands, I'll do just 5 if that's all you want. I love it. Fetty! Ooh, Fetty, you can't ask me this question. Really? Fetty, there's so much going on in the world. And you want to ask me the most difficult question of all time? Nate 2X, what is bands? It's our Booger Band Club. So you guys, a lot of you know my friend Blake. He's a part of the club. Also, all right, PL, I got your info. So it's Booger Bands. So we had our dear beloved dog who used to come on this live stream every single night. She passed away. It's coming up on a year since Booger left us. Can you believe that, guys? Well, Marcus only wants 5. Are you sure, Marcus? I will treat the family. I am all about this. I guess Haley and I've got to do matchup pajamas. I guess so. So we'll do just 5. Marcus, shoot me an email. Once again, powerhourlsu@gmail.com. Or you could shoot me a message at Carter the Power on Twitter. Missing 2 cats and 2 dogs. Marcus says, well, for being technical, I got 12. I got 12. That is so good. That is so good. So Marcus, please shoot me a message at Carter the Power on so yeah. It's so good. It's so funny. That's so funny. Can't forget the cats and dogs. Oh man. Oh, that's so great. Oh man. Ah, 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 ah. All right, we got to go to the. I'm glad I got these Booger Band orders in before my camera died. So now we're back in the regular definition. So Marcus, shoot me an email and we'll get that all straightened out. That's how I am, Chris. That's why, unless it's like a huge recruit. I saw what you guys were talking about. It's not. It's not. I'm not that kind of guy either. It's not really my thing. But it would be nice to get, especially at that position, right? Well, yeah, we'll see. We still don't know, and it's very speculative. It's a little bit different than like Harold Perkins situation or someone of that nature. But yeah, if someone super chats, I'll talk about the kid. I'll put it this way. There you go. There you go. Exactly. Especially if he's like low key about it, Pegasus. Now, if someone, I don't know. If someone super chats, you're going to hang out with them. Well, that's the thing. I don't get to hang out with you guys all that often. I'm getting to hang out with Skipper, but it's going to be like super brief. But I'm really excited about it. That's why we're going to be doing like some meetups in the near future. Our first scheduled one, still trying to find the venue. Our first one's going to be in New Orleans before the Florida State game. That's what it's looking like right now. And once again, finding the venue and all that stuff, I would like to do a meetup of some kind for that game because I'm really excited to kick off the Brian Kelly era with a W. But look, I've met a lot of people in here that don't super chat. I appreciate each and every one of you that chooses me to be a part of your weekday evenings. It's a really cool thing to get to meet you guys. It really is. Caucus is here. I love it. I can't wait to meet him. He's one of my favorites. So this is one of my favorite things to do, going back and forth from Skipper, who holds not only his t-shirt, but his Billy Cannon card and Conkus. I just love seeing that. That's so cool. I got my shirt on tonight. Obviously, the big announcement tonight. So really excited about that. Let's see. Marcus. There you go. Oh, if they absolutely had to know, I would, but it seems like he's trying to be low-key about it, so it's also not like it's not like a real pressing matter either. So, that's part of it. Now, if there was a lot of hype surrounding it, it would be a little bit different. You went to an NHL game. So, it's funny, Jesse, I went to my first NHL game, a few months ago, and it was really fun. I actually still have, the ticket right here. Let me grab it. Right here. Here you go. Look at that. I still have it. It's cool stuff. Caucus is here. But yeah, Kyle, if they absolutely had to know, I would say it, but it's just not as important. The B-Day boy, Brett. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. My man, Brett. You're my guy, man. Brett lives in Baton Rouge. I'd love to meet me some Brett. Brett's gonna take me fishing so we can go get some bass, harpoon, mermaid, whatever this is. I don't know anything about fish. Oh, caucus. Mm. It's funny, caucus. Before you jumped on here, we are getting ready to talk about. You know what? We should probably ban caucus. We should. We should. We should probably just. Caucus. He's missed the last couple of live chats. He's one of our best commenters. He's one of our sharpest commenters. But. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Master Blaster.
There he is. Come on, Jay Hill. Give it to me again, Jay Hill. Give it to me again.
Master Blaster.
The master. Blaster. It's here. He's here. The Master Blaster. And there's Carvis. Are you kidding me? Some diehard PHLers checking in late. Let's go. Carvis 2? Carvis 2? Huh? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The Master. Blaster. Let's go. Carvis is in here too. Let's go. Let's go. So we got a lot of our diehards in here. 3 of our top PHLers in here. Caucus, Master Blaster, and Carvis. Y'all, I mean, if you're a diehard PHLer, you know all 3 of these guys, right? The crew is rolled in. If Kyle doesn't want to change his avatar, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Okay. So since 3 of our top PHLers are just in here, we're going ahead and we'll be really brief with our announcement here. right here. Boom. PHL has an image and likeness partner. We're going to have current players on LSU's team. Shout out to the Presley collection. We do have a pretty interesting announcement. I have teamed up with the Presley collection. This is something pretty unprecedented for me. As many of you know, I have zero name, image, and likeness deals. I've had other things come up. I just didn't believe in it. Right? We have a very and look, sponsors is what pushes free content. This isn't really a sponsorship to me, though. This is more of a partnership, and I'm really excited to team up with them. And the most exciting thing is that it looks as if we're going to have some current LSU players on this live stream. So next Monday night, if everything gets signed, sealed, and delivered, there was an LSU current player. He is one of the best players on the team. I spoke with this young man on the phone. I was very impressed, and he is really excited to join us next Monday night. Now, it is not official. Everything has not been signed, sealed, and delivered. Okay. So we're waiting for everything to be good to go. And this young man who, as you know, we don't live stream on Monday nights. He said Monday nights are the best for him. I'm obviously going to bend my schedule to get a current LSU player who I think is going to play in the NFL for a long time to be on our show. So it is going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of you are excited about that. I know a lot of you are dying to know who the player is, but trust me, I spoke with Anthony Presley, the Presley collection. We both agreed to just wait, right? He was on the call as well. This is not, it was really cool for me. It was a big moment in my career, and we're really excited to have this young man on. Yeah, I know Caucus is big. It's huge for us. It's huge. Carvis and Tony have been with me for a long time. 8 and time. Huh? Don't guess. I trust me. I wish I could just say it, right? And we were just going to say it, but we're like, let's just hold off and just wait till everything is just. I just want to make sure I'm not getting anybody in trouble. I wouldn't. You guys know how much I love LSU football. I would not live with myself if I was the reason why something happened to a player who really puts his heart and soul into it for us. So I'm not going to let that happen. Cardell, it won't be Cardell. I would like to do something with Cardell, though. Cardell would be a great interview. Mike Jones is great. I love you some Mike Jones. Carvis, what's going on? Yeah, Kyle, I'm far from the SEC network. It's ironic. I do have friends that work there. Peter Burns and I have been friends for over a decade now. I'm really excited about his success. Dari Noka, I've known Dari for a long time. I haven't talked to Dari in forever. But yeah, I love the SEC network. I do. Todd Harris is ridiculous. Ninth year of eligibility. All right, guys. I won't say who. I just won't. I know. I don't like it that Jeremy Hill does a better Master Blaster than me. All right, Matt. We'll see you, man. Good to see you again. It's been a while. Oh, look, he changed up the avatar again. This is him with the little one. That's good. Todd Harris. Yeah, Chris, that's how I am. I just want to make sure everything is just ready to go. Football's here. I don't want anyone getting in any trouble. I'm not a toe stepper on her. Even though I did get a little feisty on social media today. I don't want to get into that again. I think some of you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about it here. Just say I wasn't happy. This is funny. Marcus, I just love this photo. I really do. I love the full family photos. The full family photos are great. This summer, I'm moving to Texas, closer to College Station. About to pop off on some Texas 8-4 fans. My niece. Hey, you go. Congratulations. All right, Matt. We'll see you. The funny thing about it though, it's like I had like some graphics made, and I was like, you know what? Let's just make sure everything's ready to go. Yeah, so we are an hour 39 into it. So Caucus just super chatted. Um, there you go, Tommy and Tracy, some other diehard PHLer. Both of them, by the way, are part of the PHL T-shirt crew. What's up, Tracy? Good to see you. So yeah, type Y for yes, type in for no. If you guys want me to talk LSU basketball, I'll happily talk LSU basketball. All right. Coach Greg McMahon, I don't know a whole lot about him. Even though I did have Murray State going to the Sweet 16, they did just lose to St. Peter's. I wouldn't have minded St. Peter's coach, to be honest. I like that guy. Holloway, I remember him. That Seton Hall team, I believe, beat Temple, a really good John Chaney team in the NCAA tournament. But yeah, that was such a crazy run that Seton Hall had. So shout out to him. I am happy with Greg McMahon. I think he's going to do great things. Anybody that recruited John Morant obviously knows how to spot talent, even though that is just one player. I will say this. He's done a good job getting guys of all sizes to play at Murray State, right? John Morant was an undersized guard. He's arguably been the best player in the NBA. He had a guy named Juice Hill, was ironically originally going to play at Arkansas. He picked him up at Murray State. Juice Hill was a great player for them. So they had some really good players. St. Peter's good. He apparently was a really good guard at Seton Hall. I was reading up on him. But yeah, I'm excited. What would be really cool is if John Morant started to come hang around the LSU program. Right? Like John Morant's one of the biggest sports stars on the planet right now. John Morant, I mean, let's be honest, he's the most exciting player in the league this year. Like he's the best new exciting player in the league. And his mixtape is better than anyone else this year in the NBA. If you put together his 10 best plays, it would be the best. It'd be the best. I will say that LeBron dunk last night on Kevin Love, I was like, shout out to Jay Hill, my guy, Lakers fan. But yeah, it'd be really cool. Now, how long will it take Greg McMahon to get this train moving? And I don't know. I just don't. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. But what about the sanctions that are coming to LSU basketball? I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Okay. I'm excited about it. I am. Kyle, that's where my lack of LSU basketball knowledge comes into play. I know Darius Days has to go. I don't know what Efton Reed's NBA status looks like. I don't know what Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif, is going to do. I don't know what Gaines is going to do. Number 2, is he a sophomore or junior or freshman? I don't know. I don't know. I'm still 90%, 97% on my bracket. Really? It's true, Jared. You know, look. I just think it's hard to defend Will Wade, and you and I have talked about this privately. but he was fun. I'll give him that. He was fun. He was a lot of fun. Oh, that's oh no, that's not what I want to. So why would that do that? Oh, okay. Oh wow. Uh, okay, good. Well, wait. So what do y'all is? I I haven't looked at a single NBA mock draft. Is Tari Eason a first round pick? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Let me pull up. Oh wow, Eason first round. Very interesting. Is he a consistent? Is that consistent though? And like I don't ever look at NBA mock drafts. Lottery? Yeah, I guess so. Middle. I love this comp for Darius Daves. Paul Millsap, Louisiana Tech. Shout out North Louisiana. Let's go. Paul Millsap is a bulldog, right? Oh, Tommy is getting the mullet confirmed. I know Tommy's probably working late tonight. Tell him I said hello. Campbell says, no way, first round. Good to see you again, Campbell. It's been a while. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of you watch NBA. Do you? I mean, look, the one thing about the NBA, it's like kind of clear that certain players are going to be stars, right? But what's really interesting about that, okay? What's very interesting is do we know, right? And what's very interesting is in this ESPN NBA mock draft. I won't put it up because it is behind a paywall. Uh, is I see in this ESPN mock draft that Tari Eason is scheduled to go to the number 15 overall pick. Okay. Now, there are two things about the number 15 overall pick, right? That makes it very interesting. All right. This is late. Caucus is a basketball guy. He was the last one to super chat. So, can you tell me what makes the number 2 overall pick significant? Okay? There's two different things actually that makes the number 2 overall uh pick relevant. Okay? Two things. Jonathan, he's always going to come in here with these statements. Mayhem, good to see you. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Penny's a great coach. It wasn't early in the year, and a lot of my friends actually graduated from Memphis, and they were furious. But now Yeah, I mean, how many teams would Memphis beat right now? A lot. I kind of wish Memphis would have beaten Gonzaga because a Memphis versus Arkansas matchup would have been so much fun. Both the programs are close to each other. And that would have been a fun matchup of two of the most athletic teams you'll see. Okay. So for you NBA diehards, there's two. I'm still shocked because I know Carvis is a big NBA guy. There's two significant. One's kind of just like a factual thing. The second, though, has to do with the recent historical significance of that number 15 overall pick, right? All right, I'll just give it away. The first thing is the number 15 pick is the first non-lottery pick. So it's like the first pick of an NBA playoff team. So the lottery is known as the first 14 picks. You're in the lottery if you don't make the playoffs. The second thing about the number 15 overall pick is there are two Hall of Fame players that are still currently playing in the NBA that were the number 15 overall pick, and they were both NBA Finals MVPs. Okay. All right. Do you know who these two players are? The two players that were number 15 overall picks that were both NBA Finals MVPs. Doesn't shock me, Chris. I think his pro day is going to be so big. I think so. I hope he doesn't go to Auburn, but I could see it happening. There you go. Giannis is one. Okay. All right. So, can you name the two players in the past decade that have been drafted? Let's do past 20 years that have been drafted at the number 15 overall pick. So, I've seen Tari Eason going to the number 15 overall pick. And there you go. Kara's got it. Giannis and Kawhi. Isn't that crazy? That number 15 selection. It's so nuts, man. Because, the NBA is just dominated by top 10 picks. You think of an all time great player, more than likely they were a top 10 pick. More than likely they were a top 5 pick, right? Just how it is. NBA is a little bit more predictable in that sense. Whereas in the NFL, Tom Brady was a 6th round pick, Russell Wilson was a 3rd round pick, and then, you know, Aaron Rodgers was late in the 1st round. But then, of course, you also have Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, Joe Burrow that were number 1 overall. Justin Herbert, top 10. Josh Allen, top 10. Let me ask you this, okay? I know this is a completely different sport. Do you guys and gals buy in to the Malik Willis hype? Okay. How many of you think Malik Willis is the best quarterback in the draft? Because this young man throws a football today, and I think, and this is crazy that I would bring up an Alabama player, but Marlon Humphrey tweeted out, guys, he just threw a football, right? How many of these things have we seen where someone throws a football? I mean, they did this for Kellen Mond last year. Kellen Mond from Texas 8-4. And someone was like, oh, he could chunk the football for. I just don't think chunking the football in an empty and this isn't a shot at Malik Willis. I just don't think chunking a football, especially a deep one in the air like that, is really all that impressive, right? It's just not that impressive to me. It's just not. Like, I mean, we all know, like, Jamarcus Russell had, like, the most impressive workout ever, right? Like, when he did the famous knee throw to the goalpost, everyone just went crazy. And what's really funny about that is, like, some of the best quarterbacks of all time don't have cannons, right? Like Tom Brady doesn't have he's got an arm, but it's not like Jared Lorenzen or Ryan Mallett or Jay Russell. Uh, Drew Brees didn't have an arm. Joe Burrow didn't have a big arm. Peyton Manning notoriously didn't have a rocket of an arm. Dang, we're getting all over the place. Malik Willis says Geno Smith vibes. Geno Smith. Tyrod Taylor. We talked about him a little bit earlier. That's not a bad career. I would take Tyrod Taylor's career. Poor man's Deshaun Watson. Does anyone know if Deshaun Watson's been in the news? I have not heard anything about Deshaun Watson in the news at all. Nothing. It's like, what happened to that guy? I'm a little bit of a house fan. I've kind of faded a little bit, Caucus. I've kind of faded a little bit off Sam, just a little bit, because he does look just like Baker Mayfield and plays kind of like him. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get back on the Hal train. I've kind of faded a little bit. Guys, I'm fading Kenny Pickett. I'm fading him. Just don't love it. 1 year of college dominance. Ritter and Corral. Let's start with Matt Corral. Obviously, the first thing that jumps out to me is obviously the 10-win season. Ole Miss's first 10-win season in God knows how long. And that's very impressive, right? Also, you give him a lot of off the field leadership points for playing in the Sugar Bowl and leading Ole Miss to a lot of victories this year. Okay? Obviously, the kid can play. He's got a real live arm. Is it special? I don't know if I consider it special. It's not Herbert Allen tier, Rogers tier, Newton tier. It's not like that, but it's good. I think he's got plenty of arm. Not in love with how that offense actually finished out. So I understand that his receivers got hurt, but if you go look at his numbers like ADOT and all that stuff, he really wasn't beating teams through the air. Now, once again, a lot of that had to do with him just having a bare bones receiving group. But the offense, Lane did a lot. Let me just put it that way. Lane did a lot. And when Corral had more control over the offense and Lane asked him to do more, there were turnover issues. He had some really bad turnover games his last year in 2020 as a starter. Obviously against LSU, and then Arkansas was a disaster. So I'm a little bit out on Corral. Now, Ritter, all right, Cliff, we'll see you, man. Well, Cliff, I don't want you to leave. You're pretty good at quarterback evaluations. Cliff, let me know who your QB1 is. Oh. Harvest is out in the QB class. Oh, yes. We got, you're an official channel when you get the bots in here. Stayed up too long. We're just getting started, baby. All right, Skipper. Email me or I'll email you. We'll get our schedule together. Mhm, mhm, mhm. I'm excited. It's probably gonna be Saturday morning if that works for you. Uh, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. Plus, I got 5 bug I'm gonna have booger brands for my guy Skipper. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, man. Tane is leaving. Yeah, Big C. So good question. Who do I think is a wide receiver one in this class? Okay. I'm gonna go Traylon Burks. I'm gonna go Traylon Burks. Love his athleticism. He's got a little Jamar to him, right? He's this thick, stocky receiver with insane speed. Now, Jamar is way faster. I mean, he ran sub 4.4, but Traylon Burks, when he gets going, is a mother effing tank. Okay. Jared, Jared said, "Hey, look, Nicole went to bed. Put those sights back up, baby." Huh? 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 Yeah, I think Traylon's the best receiver. I do. Uh, the Ohio State guys are more polished. They are. Traylon to me is just a superior athlete, though. Um, I mean, he's special athletically, special. I think he's like AJ Brown. I really do. Just a tank to deal with. And, I think it's that athleticism, right? The NFL's tough. And look, the best wide receivers don't make the best athletes. But one thing that I've always found interesting is like people say, well, Jerry Rice wasn't the, the fastest guy in the world. And it's true. He wasn't the fastest guy, but he played really freaking fast. And that's something I really like about Burks is that kid has some serious burst to his game. And these NFL corners are so good that if you're not a certain type of athlete, you're not going to be able to get off the line of scrimmage. Now, do I like Garrett Wilson a lot? Yeah, I do. I really do. I think Garrett Wilson's going to be a really good player. But part of me that also likes Traylon Burks is that he's going to go late in the first round. I don't think he's going to be the first wide receiver selected. So if he goes to Green Bay and he joins Aaron Rodgers, that's a pretty good duo for Burks. Now, is he the best fit for Aaron Rodgers? I'm not sure because I still think Burks needs work as a route runner. And I'm not sure if he's like a super duper talented deep ball type of receiver. I think he's more of get the football in his hands and he's going to make plays. But if you want a very interesting play, Traylon Burks as a true freshman caught a ball in Tiger Stadium that still makes me drop my jaw. That kid is special athletically. He didn't run the best 40, but his game speed is just insane. You're an Olave guy? Honey, you've always liked Jameson. That's good. I think you said something on the national championship live stream about Jameson. Uh, Good whiskey too. Yeah, I like Jambo. I think he's good. All right, guys, we have hit the 2 hour mark. Once again, we're teetering off in the different subjects here. So if you are just joining in and if you want to if you want to keep this live stream going, I'm happy to do it. All you got to do is super chat. And we'll go straight to your question. We'll keep this thing moving. So there you go, Jared. I unblocked the porn bots just for you. I snapped my fingers and there they go. Oh, I love Jerry Rice too. Tracy is such a great wide receiver. I've gotten to meet Jerry Rice too. Um, I just think Traylon is. Then Carvis saw the porn bots and he was like, "Okay, I'm out." Huh? 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 Nah, I'll block him. I don't want webcam action. But yeah, I'll answer as many questions in the next 5. Carter, if you had two QB recruits rated same one played only QB, the other played multiple sports all the way through high school, who do you prefer? Probably the multiple sport. Max! Where'd I put it? Our Clyde Edwards-Helaire card winner, Max. Pickens might have some of the most upside, and he is definitely one of the most underrated. Yeah, George Pickens is obviously a really special talent. You saw it as a true freshman, and you want to give Derek Stingley some credit. He obviously had that pretty gnarly interception versus George Pickens. So Pickens is obviously really good. The injury history is a little bit of a red flag. Also, not the fastest, but that kid can catch. He's got great hands. He's got great size. Obviously, that's something that you like a lot out of modern wide receivers. But I could see George Pickens turn out to be one of these Laquan Treadwell types where he's just not fast enough to play at the NFL level. But I'm hoping Pickens turns out to be great, and I still have some good belief. I think the best case scenario, Max, for George Pickens would be Anquan Bolden. It's my ex's only fan. Huh? I love it. But yeah, I'm a George Pickens believer. I think he is a good football player. I really do. Pickens ran faster than Burks. True. But a 40-yard dash is not the be all end all. So what's very interesting, Bang, is there are guys on Twitter that are able to track your mile per hour, how fast you're actually running. And Traylon Burks has one of the best MPHs out of anybody. I mean, that kid can freaking scoot. Uh, where George Pickens, while he might be faster, his top speed may not be as impressive as Traylon Burks. Remember, when you're running a 40-yard dash, so much of it has to do with your form. How much did you actually work at running that 40-yard dash? One thing I would say about Jamar Chase is he actually did put a lot of work into running the 40. Like, obviously, he didn't play, so when he went to go train, they trained him to run a 40-yard dash, which obviously can help your draft status, but at the same time, it it doesn't necessarily translate to NFL success. Also, you've seen a lot of people in the NFL dominate running anywhere from a 4.44 to a 4.6. Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, Cooper Kupp ran 4.62. So running at top speed, at football speed, is better. Now, if you're a wide receiver and you run 4.7, it becomes a bit of an issue, but even then, Jarvis Landry ran 4.7. So I think your play speed and what you show on the tracking data that's out there now is more important. So there you go. And I feel George Pickens plays fast. I just think Traylon Burks, when he has a football in his hands, has really insane burst. Um, But yeah, maybe it's that I grew up in Arkansas and I'm biased towards the Razorbacks, which I'm not. Uh, Still, I don't know Traylon. I just don't. I just think he's the best wide receiver in this class. I do. Good question. Madden and Summerall are always going to be my favorites, or two of my favorites. I'll go Michaels Collinsworth, but I think the NFL does a pretty good job with that, especially now ESPN's getting um, Buck and Aikman. That's really interesting. So there you go. I don't know why they don't, Jared. It still doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, that catch in the Natty was really impressive. It really was. Shoestring catch. That is pretty impressive. And Pickett just looks like a baller, too. But we'll see. Man. All right, Chris, we'll see you Thursday night. Well, all right, guys. Thanks again to all our top super chatters. As usual, Max, Cliff, Jared, always helping out big time. Got a bunch of new Booger Band Club members. Skipper, you're already a member of the club, but we did have 2 huge groups of people join our Booger Band Club. 2 massive, beautiful families. Shout out to Bang Hammers and shout out to Marcus. Thank you for joining the Booger Band Club. Okay? And don't forget, tomorrow night we have our depth chart piece coming out on the offense. It is Power Hour LSU. Boom! And tonight we're doing some buffalo chicken. Let's go. You already know it's going, God. Let's go. Let's go.